Hey, this is Seth with In Demand Career. I show people how to get life-changing jobs in digital marketing with no previous experience or education. And this is my July 2025 digital marketing career walkthrough video, where I will walk you through just a handful of the thousands of open digital marketing jobs in the US just on LinkedIn. There's also jobs listed on Indeed, ZipRecruiter, directly on agency websites, through employment agencies. This is just a small slice of what is available. So let's start right off with this position, a digital advertising specialist at DealerOn. And I've had a number of students get hired at this company. You can see a few of them here. These weren't all my students, but Victoria is one of my students, and MJ was one of my students who got hired here. Manage accounts through the life cycle, starting with onboarding to regular day-to-day account management. They're talking about Google Ads, A/B testing, CRO tactics. That's an interesting thing about this particular job. It doesn't specifically say, I'm looking for the skill sets here. Oh yeah, Google AdWords and Bing Ad certification, experience as a PPC analyst. I like how it's funny, required skills experience, preferred skills experience. Guys, you're going to see this in job postings. You have to ignore it. Required skills or experience, bachelor's degree, definitely not required, or equivalent experience. That's what's most important. Again, agencies and companies need people who can actually do this job, understand the skills, have the knowledge of the skills, not the esoteric theoretical nonsense taught in college. And when it says preferred skills, Google Ads or Bing certification, I just think that's kind of funny because, again, I always use this analogy. It's like you're hiring a truck driver and you say, oh, having a license would be preferred. No, everybody who's a professional in this field has Google certification. And as I've said in other videos, when you see a salary of $41,000 to $57,000, that is a huge indicator that this is entry-level friendly. They are saying we would like somebody with some experience. And if you have a year of experience, they'd pay you more like 57. But if you're just starting out, they start you out at 41. Remember, it doesn't matter because that entry-level job is not designed to make you rich. It's designed to get you that experience to leverage into the next position. So this is a good opportunity. Here's another one. That is one of my students, Quincy, who's actually messaging me with me right now. Quincy works at OuterBox. He was a student of mine. They're looking for an SEO strategist. It is paying $52,000 to $65,000 a year. Again, when you guys see a hiring team, reach out to these hiring managers directly. And of course, you can apply. When you click this button, it's going to take you to their application site. Don't just do easy apply. I'll say that again and again. Plan, develop, and execute advanced search engine optimization strategies. Measure SEO performance. Working with the team, et cetera, et cetera. But I like here is minimum 1 year experience creating and executing SEO strategies. Agency experience preferred, but not essential. Minimum 1 year experience, guys. That you're going to see a lot of the postings I show you will say 2 years experience, 3 years experience. If I had students get hired for jobs that say 4 years of experience, it's just a wish list. It doesn't mean anything. Again, these companies cannot find enough talent, people who actually are good at this and have the skill sets. Even if you see there were a lot of applicants, don't be intimidated because most of the time, a lot of those applicants are underqualified. And if you've done the course, you've done the basic experience generation, you have more going for you than most of those applicants. Experience with Google Analytics. I like how it says Google Ads. So it's an SEO position, but they want you to have experience with Google Ads. And that's another reason why I suggest that you guys learn both things. You focus on one, but learn the other one. And again, when it says requirements, guys, it's not every single one of these things on here. It says here, SEO experience with large consumer-facing national websites with 1,000 pages with 1 year experience. No, that's not. It's really unlikely. If you've worked on some local clients, still apply for this. Remember, Quincy, when he got hired for a similar position, I think he was just 20 when he got hired. He was not fired. He was hired. Google Ads Search Console, Deep Crawl, Screaming Frog, all the stuff you learned in the course. Definitely good opportunity here. And that's Quincy, who is working there right now. This is a paid search strategist in New York. Now, all these, in this particular walkthrough video, I'm only also showing you remote jobs. Now remember guys, when you're doing your job search, you can look at specific cities, whether you live in let's say you live in Atlanta. Obviously you'd want to look for jobs in Atlanta, but you can look for jobs in a city you don't live in. And number one, even if they don't say remote, still apply, because oftentimes these employers do not have an easy time finding local talent. This place is remote, based in New York. Want to join an agency where your hard work will be recognized. Socium Media, we work with a wide range of clients. Team player, excellent written verbal communication skills. 1 year experience managing day-to-day paid search on Google Bing. Again, when you see 1+ years, that is saying we are open to newcomers. Microsoft Excel, working knowledge of Google Shopping. Don't worry if you don't have that experience. Again, guys, the basic account structure experience you get in the course, the basic lead generation and Google Ads management experience you get in the course is enough. But I do suggest learning about Google Shopping. Just keep learning, obviously, when you're in the course. But the way that this posting is worded is very encouraging. Now it says 60 to 70K for 1 year of experience. I think that's probably because the agency is based in New York City. That's a very good entry-level position. And it says even here, next position, paid search senior strategist. So you're saying within a year or two, you could be promoted. Now, I saw that this posting was posted 6 months ago. And if you do see a posting like that, do some research. So I just Googled their agency. I found them and I said, yes, this looks like these are the people working at the agency. And I checked, and yes, this position is still open. It's still on their website, meaning they are likely actively hiring, and I definitely would apply right on their website. And as I try to remind you guys, when a posting has been up this long, it indicates a few things. It could indicate that this is a growing agency that is always looking for talent. The fact that it's actively on their website means they are likely looking for somebody now. But even if they're not, apply. Put care into the application. You never know when you're going to hear back. I got one of the best jobs in my career from a company that I applied to them. Didn't hear back for like a month or two. Then they got back to me when they had a new opening. So you want to look at this again with a long-term vision. Feel good when you're applying, and this looks like a good opportunity. Here is a paid media specialist at Stellar Virtual. This was founded with one school in Texas. We serve parents of K-12 students unhappy with their current school in need of at-home flexible learning environment. That sounds pretty cool to me. Set up, manage, and monitor paid media campaigns across key platforms: Google Ads, Meta, YouTube. Remember, this is the big one. This is the second one. Day-to-day operations, keyword research, audience targeting, creatives, bid adjustments, A/B testing. 2 years of experience. Remember, guys, the first one we've seen in this walkthrough where it says 2 years. Again, sometimes you'll see it say 3 years, 4 years. Don't worry about it. You can be completely honest with these guys. You don't come in. I don't teach you guys to say, oh, I've got 7 years of experience when you only have 7 months or 2 months. No. You say you've been doing this for, 3 months, 6 months. And then share your experience, share the resume, share the skills, share the spreadsheet. This is how, students get hired from the course. This has a really good pay. It's remote. Definitely looks like a good opportunity. This was an interesting one. This is Pearl Lemon Group. Now they have like 10 openings on LinkedIn. So I did a little bit of research, because when you see a company that's got like all these postings, you're kind of wondering, are they legit or not? This is a legit company. This is one of their postings here. They looking for a paid media specialist, Google, Meta, LinkedIn, TikTok, A/B tests, ad copy, remote first, etc. And again, 2 years experience. Don't worry about that. You just need to know Google Ads, pixels, tracking. We teach you that in the course. Google Tag Manager. It looks like a lot of their website is talking about the team, the fact that it's global. They have a lot of stuff about the culture on there, and then they even actually kind of give you some advice about how to put together your resume and your application. And there's a lot of details there, which is good because it gives you a chance to kind of explain yourself and share who you are. Now, when I saw this, again, this was I didn't know what that meant initially. They're hiring for so many positions, and it says 60K to 100K. They're really casting a wide net. It means they're probably looking for junior and senior specialists at this point, because again, that 60K is someone who's just starting out or someone who's got 6 months to a year of experience. 120K, this is someone 3, 4, 5 years into their career. So it definitely looks like a growing agency. I would definitely check it out. This is a search engine optimization specialist with Elk Marketing. Here's Myra, talent acquisition. Again, guys, don't worry about being pushy. You should be pushy. Be enthusiastic. Reach out to these talent acquisition people, the hiring managers. Apply on when you see easy apply. That's fine. Google this company, Elk Marketing. Find a contact, find an email, find the job posting, apply directly to the company, not just clicking easy apply. Remember, guys, when you see over 100 applicants, and this has so many, it's mostly because of this. Seriously, I learned this from running Google ads. Like literally people will click on anything on the internet, like even stuff that doesn't make any sense. So there's people that are clicking easy apply who have no idea what search engine optimization is. I like this, it gives you a little roadmap here. Hands-on, detail-oriented role, collaborative, on board with the SEO and content teams, supporting keyword research. So you're going to be, in the first months, you're going to be doing support. You're going to be probably getting trained. Site audits. Why do I have you guys do a site audit in the course? For just this reason. By day 90, you're actively supporting SEO strategists. So now you are an optimization specialist supporting the strategists. And then you're going to be using, this is your day-to-day, keyword research, on-page, blog content, etc. And what you bring, up to 1 year experience in SEO. Strong writing, communication skills, and foundational understanding of on-page SEO best practices. Guys, this is it. This is the kind of posting that you should be looking for coming out of the course. It even tells you, this is actually kind of nice. They tell you the interview process. Recruiter screen, 20, 30-minute call to go over compensation, and then a final interview. That sounds like they only have two stages to the interview process, which is great. Experience with Asana, Slack, Google Workspace. Asana is an AI SEO tool, but again, the primary, the foundational skill sets that they're looking for are the fundamentals: on-page optimization, blog content, metadata, internal linking, and being able to use, SEMrush or other SEO tools. So this is what I've been saying, guys. I didn't mention it yet, but yeah, AI is making a huge impact in digital marketing, especially in SEO, but the foundational skills are still what employers want. And then this, I like 45-minute interview with an SEO specialist team to dig into your experience, why you're excited to grow in SEO and learn how you approach challenges. Guys, this is what happens in these interviews. Remember, especially for these entry-level positions, it's not so much about, I have 17 years experience, here's all the numbers, all the specifics, all the money I've managed. No, they want to know, are you going to be a good team member, a good fit? What's your personality like? But most of all, how do you think? And that's why I encourage you guys to get this hands-on experience in the course and just keep getting more and more experience. And your mind becomes, it's elastic. You actually train your mind to think like an SEO specialist or a PPC specialist. And when you get asked these questions, you can answer on the fly, authentically, creatively. That's what they're looking for. You don't have to have the perfect answer. They want someone they can train and grow into their company culture, not somebody who's perfect. That's just something to bear in mind. We are not hiring in California or New York. That's really interesting to me because I know those are the two, very, I actually have lived in both states. They have the most, taxes and maybe some kind of employment complications for this particular company. But if you do not live in those two states, I would definitely apply for this one. And then bookmark this company. If it looks like it has a good culture, they're looking for entry-level people. If you don't hear back from them, that's fine. Follow up. Keep an eye on their website. Educate yourself about the company before you apply or before the interview. This is a Google paid ad specialist. This is at Regency Total Warranty. I looked this up. This is a real company, not an agency. This is in-house. Manage all aspects of Google ad campaigns. analyze and optimize campaigns, increase ROI, PPC, etc., etc. This looks like, again, when you're working for a private company, this can be really nice. I remember Kyan, the student I mentioned a few times, he got his first job working for like a power tools company or something. These guys usually, they're selling warranties or in some other industry. They probably don't know that much about Google Analytics and Google Ads. You can really be the expert and impress them with what when they're doing, I think it's insurance. Yeah. So, and again, guys, don't be intimidated by the applicants. Most people are clicking easy apply. Go to the website directly and look for either the job posting or someone you can contact there directly. Here is a paid search specialist at Ritual. Ritual is a personal health brand that is raising the bar for daily wellness, clinically black prenatal. Okay, so those are like supplements for pregnant women. It's got to be any of these private companies that are hiring dedicated paid search specialists or SEO specialists it's really good. It means the company's growing. Paid search specialist, ideal for someone with 2+ years. Again, if you don't have the 2 years, don't worry about it. Vision, strategy, and testing and execution of the paid channels. Google Ads, keyword research, bidding strategies, experience in paid search, hands-on, you're skilled in keyword targeting, etc. Again, these degrees are completely meaningless. And yeah, I thought this looked like a good one. Again, research the company. It's remote. Check it out. This I thought was pretty interesting. I did notice, this is funny. This, look, guys, there's tons of paid search Google Ads positions. That's still the primary skill set. But there's also SEO jobs, even as SEO is being changed so much by AI. And here is a job with Dick's Sporting Goods, which I think is kind of exciting just because I grew up at a time when people weren't shopping online, and I went to Dick's a lot to buy equipment or, winter coats or whatnot. So that's pretty interesting. Again, $47,000 to $78,000 a year means they are, again, open to entry-level people. Analyze web and business metrics from multiple sources. SEMrush, right? SEMrush, Ahrefs, subject matter expert for natural search channel across assigned divisions. Basically, this has to do with content writing. But basically, it's the SEO optimization execution strategy. But here's what's interesting. Again, 1 to 3 years experience required. That's why it says here. So if you have 1 year experience, you're probably going to make $50K a year. If you have 3 years experience, you're making $80K a year. But they are open. This indicates they would normally, why didn't they just put 3 years experience, $80K? Because there is still a lack of skilled workers thanks to the ineptitude of the colleges. This is insane. This may be why they are having trouble finding people. Marketing and communications. And by the way, communications is the most worthless degree I can ever think of. I may insert a short clip from The Simpsons here just as a joke. You learn nothing practical, and you definitely don't learn about SEO. And even in the marketing degree, guys, I'm telling you, go to a website, look up the marketing curriculum. You are going to laugh. You're going to be shocked. They do not teach anything related to digital marketing. So whether you have a degree or don't, I would still apply. Website optimization basics, Google Analytics. Yeah, this looks like a good opportunity. I would check it out. Here is a paid digital advertising specialist. And again, when you see $48K a year, again, I like that. Again, this is not the end goal. The end goal is to get that experience and leverage it up in a year. $48K says to me they got to be open to entry-level people, because nobody with 1 or 2 years experience is going to take that kind of a salary. Plan, develop, manage paid advertising, Google Meta, TikTok, I wouldn't worry about. Google Meta are still the biggest ones. Collaborate with marketing creative teams, A/B tests, and opportunities for bonuses based on performance. 2 years experience, again, you can disregard that. Experience with Google Ads. I like how it says experience with Google Ads. Well, yeah, if you're gonna plan and develop these campaigns, of course you need to have some experience. And then again, Google Ads certification preferred. It should be mandatory. Basic understanding. I like how it says here, this is exactly, when people ask me, do you need to know HTML or CSS or JavaScript? No. just for the purposes of pixel or integration support. That means, again, the Facebook pixel or Meta pixel, installing tracking code. That is the extent of HTML or JavaScript that you need to know. You don't need to actually be programming. Comfortable working in a remote home office setting. I like that. Benefits, 401k. Now again, this Degy Entertainment, I said, well, what kind of company is that? And also, again, this is interesting because it says 3 weeks ago they've only had 96 applicants, even with the easy apply. I went over to their website. You want to go, again, Google the name of the company. It is looks like a legit position, and you can apply on their website. They're using this company, Workable, for their, to do their hiring intake. Yeah, guys, you always want to, again, go to the website, research the company. This looks like a good one too. Here is a digital marketing specialist position at Poetic. It is a strategic creative agency based in Houston, Texas. Client portfolio, they want to oversee and manage a portfolio of 40, 50 clients. That would be great to put on your resume. But here's what's exciting, guys. Foundational marketing knowledge, a strong understanding of digital marketing principles, strategies, and practices. Familiarity with the use and best practices of various social media and digital advertising platforms. This job does not list specific years requirements, specific budget requirements. It's basically like, are you knowledgeable and proficient about the platforms, which you will have if you have done the assignments in my course. You will have run Google Ads campaigns. You will have audited a site with SEO, although this is not an SEO position. You should have run some meta ads. That's what they want to know. Adaptability, quickly adapt to new technologies. That's why I do teach you guys to get into AI. It's not the primary thing, but you should also be ready in the interview to talk about how, yeah, I've spent 20, 30, 50 hours on AI. I'm really comfortable training the AI. I'm always keeping up to date on current developments, time management, and eagerness to learn. This is great. This is great. This is like a really good one. Someone's phone is ringing. So I would definitely check it out. And again, keep an eye on this one because this does look like a position that is going to be getting training because, again, they didn't put any specific year requirements or anything like that right in the job posting. Normally, they will put the year requirements in the job posting and then it'll turn out they give training. But in this one, it's clear right from the beginning. Here is a Golden Hippo. Now, if you watch my past walkthroughs, you will recognize this because they have been hiring for a while. And you can see it was reposted 5 days ago. That means they either didn't find somebody or they have more openings. Employee-owned, vertically integrated builder of some of America's most popular health and wellness brands with over 1,400 team members. That is crazy. Paid marketing specialist, paid search, optimize keywords and bid strategies within Google Ads for multiple products. Partner with cross-functional teams to design, develop changes based on winning test results. All good. And then I like this. We strongly encourage you to apply even if you don't tick all of these boxes, guys. They said it right there. So you don't have 2 to 4 years of experience in digital marketing. Apply anyway. You don't have experience with, say, Tableau. Apply anyway. But you should have analytical skills, attention to detail, and some of the other things on there. They have good benefits. It's got, again, the salary range indicates 67 to 90 says, we're looking for people with more experience, but we're open to people with less. So I would definitely, it even says here, what is it? Internal talent acquisition teams. Oh, this is funny. This is not for you. This is basically the fact that some recruiters are going to be coming after them and saying, hey, I got you a great candidate. I got you a great candidate, hoping to get a commission. And they're basically like, no, we have our own recruiters. So talk to Trish or whoever is hiring there. And this company, again, apply. Guys, even if you don't have all the things, they even say it. And then even if you don't get hired, circle back with them in a few months. You never know when. And as you build your experience, you can come back and say, hey, I got more experience. What do you think about me now? That's the attitude you want to have when you're connecting with these agencies. But this looks like a really good op as well. Here is a search specialist with Trader Interactive, reposted. Another hiring manager you can contact. supportive work environment, global group, blah, 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 say that 5 times fast, of digital marketplace businesses, develop campaign strategy, PPC campaigns, Google Ads, etc. Not required. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm saying, again, these companies over the next, I don't know if it's going to be in the next 10 years, 20 years, or 50 years where they're going to stop this nonsense. You don't have to go into debt and learn nonsense for 4 years to get a job like this. And you don't need 2 to 4 years of experience. Remember, guys, these job postings are not the law. It's not like this is like written in stone. I keep repeating it because it's been drilled into your head in school that like, what the teacher says is infallible. Not the case. You would apply even if you don't have a degree, apply even if you don't have 2 to 4 years experience, and it says your experience with PPC platforms. You have some experience, apply. Here is Kraken Ads. I like this. Again, they have easy apply, which is why there's so many applicants. We are looking for a Google Ads account manager with 1 to 2 years of experience managing campaigns. Guys, again, that's you guys. Again, even if you just started the course and you've been in it for 2 or 3 months and you've had 2 local clients, that's you. Set up, manage, optimize campaigns across search. Remember, guys, search is the big one. Display, shopping, and YouTube are secondary. Or shopping is probably the secondary, and then display and YouTube. Again, that's why there's so much in the course. I don't teach display or YouTube because it's not every company does that. Remember, display advertising, if you're still watching this video, I'll explain, is so different from search. Search is where Google makes most of their money. It's where you type in, I want to buy a new pair of sneakers. You have told Google what you want to buy. That is why it's so competitive and so effective. You told Google what you want to buy. Display and YouTube is where you're just throwing ads out at people trying to guess. So you're out there on a website, you're on a blog, you're watching an Instagram video or something, YouTube video, and they're trying to grab your attention. They have no idea if you really want that pair of sneakers, and it's just not as cost effective. That's why I teach you guys search. That's why you should apply to this job, even if you only have the search experience. Conduct keyword research, manage negative keyword lists, ad copy, all that stuff. And this one, Google Ad certification required. That's actually very smart. Yes, you should have that if you've done everything in the course. Understanding of bid strategies, campaign structure, audience targeting. Proficiency. And again, if you don't have the strongest understanding of bidding strategies, that's okay. When you guys are starting out with smaller accounts, you're not going to be using too much of the automated bidding strategies. But again, once you start to get data into your account, some experience, you will learn more about this. Remember, the most important thing is the campaign structure. GA4, some meta experience. Yeah, this is really good. So I like what it says. They have easy apply here, but it says submit your resume and Google Ads certification link and a brief note about your experience. This is really funny because obviously if you click easy apply, you cannot submit this stuff. So I would go find their website, find the job posting or just somebody to contact over there, or get on LinkedIn, and you can even say, hey, I'm sorry, you had easy apply, but you wanted me to submit my thing. I couldn't do it on easy apply, so here's all my stuff. That shows attention to detail right there. This job I did want to share with you, but with a big caveat. Okay, this salary is not good. 20K to 30K a year. However, the purpose of a job, a junior media buyer, this is a job saying directly, we are looking for someone who's a junior level. You do not have any experience. It's not going to even talk about experience. This is for someone they're going to train. And it basically says, as we continue to grow, we need media buyer people to research, strategize, and run ads. They spend $3 million a month. You're going to be doing media buying. You're going to be spending $50,000 a day on these platforms. Forecasting, data generating positions. We don't throw up against the wall and hope it sticks. We're looking, they're doing things more intelligently. So the point of an opportunity like this, it's basically almost like an internship. If you're making 20K to 30K a year, I don't know how they can. I mean, I think you have to have a conversation and say, okay, guys, how long are you going to keep me at this salary? Will you bring me up to a more reasonable salary of 50 or 60K within 3 months, 6 months? Or if they won't do that, that's fine. This is just your boot camp. You take this job, you manage $50,000 a day. That's insane. That is something then you put on your resume and your LinkedIn, and you put it on the top and you say, I managed this much money a day. $50,000 a day is like, that's a lot of money. Now, I think they might be exaggerating, because I'm trying to think, what is that times 30 days? We're talking about, in 10 days, that's like $500,000. So this might not be completely accurate, but it's a lot of money. So the point is, and it does say $3 million a month. So, okay, so this might be accurate. This would be very, very impressive. So the thing is, you come into this, your mindset needs to be, okay, I'm doing this like an internship boot camp. Obviously, $20K to $30K a year, almost nobody could live on that unless you're living at home or something. You take it as experience generation. It's like going to college, but instead of going and sitting in a worthless classroom learning nonsense, you actually get, real experience. This is interesting too. In working with Russell Brunson, Mike Tyson, I like that. So you would look at this as like, this is just my experience generation to leverage to the next job. So you would stay at this job for 3 months, I would say, probably maximum. If you can keep doing it and keep getting experience, you can go up for 6 months. You could even do 1 month here, guys. You just have a month of experience managing this much stuff, but you're probably going to get some good experience and some good training. That's how you look at this kind of position. Not for the salary, but for the experience that you can then now leverage into a 60K, 70K, even an 80K a year job very quickly if you have this kind of experience. So I do recommend this. I check out the company, but just bear that in mind. Here's a digital marketing analyst remote, reposted at Thriveworks. SEO primary focus, analyze site technical performance using SEO tools, which we teach in the course. Okay, now this is another interesting one, because it's talking about SEO and paid search. So this is another opportunity where your knowledge of both things is very helpful. Support search campaign executions by helping build, update, and QA, analyze campaigns, A/B testing, help bridge SEO and SEM. And this is where, honestly, even though they want 2 to 3 years of experience and understanding, I'm telling you guys, if you've done the SEO and PPC stuff in the course, you'd be a very good candidate for this position. But again, if they want you to do SEO and PPC, just make sure it's manageable. And this may not be a long-term fit, because if they're overworking you with totally a full SEO workload and PPC workload, that's not good work-life balance. But it could be a good opportunity to get experience and then again leverage to the next position. But the fact they want both, and they seem to be focusing on SEO, this again, you have an opportunity to stand out if you know both things. There are not too many people that can do both things, which is probably why they ended up reposting this. And here we are getting down to the last 2 of these. SEO contractor, $30 to $40 an hour. I like this. This is like part-time contract work, keyword research and analysis, content creation optimization, technical SEO, stay updated. Obviously, you need to know about AI, optimization, all that stuff. And like it says, estimated hourly rate is $30 to $40 an hour. So that's when you see that again, when you see 30 to 40, it's like, look, they're probably looking for somebody with more experience. They didn't actually put specific years experience. They just want to know you're proficient, Google Analytics, SEMrush, understanding of local SEO, etc. So anyone in this course, definitely, it's a contract job, definitely a good opportunity. And then I like how this is Igen, Minnesota, because in Hungarian language, Igen means yes. And I'm in Hungary at the moment, so I've come to know that. FindLaw is a company that actually hired a few of my students years ago. They're always hiring. They basically are a legal company. They help lawyers. So it says Internet Brands is vertically, they're in a lot of different industries, WebMD, Nolo, but it looks like this is, if it's FindLaw, it's going to be supporting lawyers or the legal profession. Significant knowledge of digital marketing, SEO, social media, local search, SEMrush, Screaming Frog. 2 years experience, again, I wouldn't worry about that. I remember Andrea, who was my first SEO coach, got hired at her job, and the 2 years wasn't experienced, and business, digital marketing or marketing, ignore that. Spanish experience. And this actually interesting opportunity if you're bilingual. There's a lot of opportunities I've found, if a company is targeting Spanish-speaking customers, that could be a really good opportunity. 54 to 65K, looks like a good one here. And finally, Vital Design PPC Specialist. Again, there's a couple of people that you, recently hired. I like that. So she just got hired. That's funny. But here's the person you really want to reach out to as a person on the hiring team. PPC Specialist and Senior PPC Specialist position, meaning this is a junior and a senior level thing. Highly targeted PPC campaigns, 2 years experience, Google Ads certification. But it says bonus points, Google Ads certification, you've got those bonus points. So I would definitely check out this company. This looks like a good one. It looks like they have, again, when you have junior and senior positions open, that's a really good sign the company is growing. Anyway, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough video. Again, if you don't know anything about this field, click the link below to check out my free webinar, how to get a $60,000 a year job in 1 year with no previous experience or education. Guys, this field is still growing. There are still opportunities. I know the world is a bit crazy right now, but remember, I'm telling you, come November of this year, you're gonna see headlines, and it's gonna say Black Friday spending records have been broken again. It went from like 7 billion a day to 8 billion. It'll be like 9 or 10 this year. People are still spending money, and companies still need people to manage their advertising. With all the changes happening in AI and in the economy, companies need people more than ever to do these jobs. Just get on LinkedIn, get on Indeed, get on ZipRecruiter, and again, watch my other videos. You'll see this happening again and again. So anyway, guys, I hope you found this informative and inspiring. If you have any questions, again, you can always email me, Seth@digitalcareerblueprint.com. Click the link below to check out the webinar, look at my other inspiring interviews with other students, and whether you get into digital marketing or some other field, remember, guys, stay positive. Everything's going to be okay. Everything is going to work out. If you set your intention, you stay consistent, stay positive, good things will happen. I wish everybody listening to this the best, and I will see you in the next video.